How you doing out there, Facebook? I'm Ken Coleman. This is Coach Lou Holtz, and we're coming to you from Summit 2017. We have a great crowd here watching, and Coach Lou Holtz just walked off the stage to a raucous standing ovation. An unbelievable talk to these leaders, and so we're going to give you a little bit of his wisdom. And for those of you that are watching, I know you would love to ask a million questions, and I'll do my best to ask questions that you would want to ask. So I think, Coach, we start out. One of the things I think would be great is, in your own words, what are the characteristics of a championship team?
I think it's you have to have talent. You can't win without talent. But I think number one is deciding what you want to do as a group. I think everything starts with the goal. When I was growing up, I never had any goals. You know, in the second grade, the nuns asked everybody, "What do you want to be?" I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor, a fireman, a policeman. I want to be a garbage collector. It's really, why is that? I said, they only work on Tuesdays. Work one day a week. That's pretty good. But everything starts with the goal and getting everybody to subjugate their own personal welfare for the overall good of the group. And that's where there's a love and a feeling. I don't care whether it's business. I don't care whether it's a team. It's where you don't want to let the other person down. I'm going to Korea on June 1st to visit with the troops. The thing I learned in the military, you cannot let your fellow soldier down because it may cost their life. And when you develop that sense of responsibility to other people other than yourself, where you subjugate your personal welfare for the overall welfare of the group, you are going to have a great organization.
Yeah, one of the things I've always admired about coaches is, certainly in college, is that you have a different team every year, much like business people have influx and outflow. And so you've got freshmen coming in, talented freshmen that you'd recruit, and then you're losing seniors and veteran players. How did you approach that every season to kind of keep the system and the culture intact?
The first meeting with the freshmen when they come in, first thing they did, they were given a sheet of paper and a pencil, and they wrote their parents and thanked them for the opportunity. They say, I'll call them, I'll email. No, you're going to write them. You call them, that's fine. But when you write somebody, they're going to read it 20 to 25 times. The second thing I informed them, you will become us. We didn't bring you here so we could become you. You're going to come here to become us. I don't care how you wore your socks in high school. You're going to do it, the Notre Dame, the South Carolina, Arkansas, whatever. You're going to learn to become us. Then, when you get somebody comes into your organization, they could have talent. They've never been criticized before. That's one of the problems with the younger people today. They don't know how to take criticism. Mm-hmm. Well, same thing with the star athlete. He's never been criticized. He's never been forced to do little things the right way. He's never had to play a role on a team. He's always been, and they got to learn all these things. That's why each player was assigned a big brother. And that big brother had to have dinner with them one time a week and explain to him, hey, I know what you're saying. You've never been. I know. I've been there. Trust me. Listen to them. Last year, I had some wonderful things happen to me with former Notre Dame players. Last year, I had 2 players that played for me in Notre Dame put in the NFL Hall of Fame at the same time. Tim Brown, Jerome Bennett. Yeah. I also had 3 players added to the Notre Dame coaching staff who played for me. Todd Light, defensive back, Audrey Denson, running back, and Jeff Burke. But I also had 2 players that played for me last year added to the Notre Dame Board of Trustees, and that's no small feat. Byron Spruell and Rod West. Byron Spruell is president of the NBA. All 7 Afro-Americans. All 7 of them from different families, different environments. I'm not taking credit for it, but they learned to make good choices. And that's what life's all about. There can be a million things go against you. We can find a million reasons why we can't do something. But I just think it's having a faith and a belief in where you're going and how you're going to get there.
Yeah. Another thing that I admire about coaches, we see you make big decisions in front of millions of people. Obviously, Notre Dame, you're on NBC every week, and you're in a clutch situation. The game's on the line, and it's your decision as the head coach. You've got a great assistant staff, right? But it's your decision. How did you prepare leading up to those moments so that you knew to trust your head or your heart when it came to a crunch time decision? Because leaders out in business have to make big decisions all the time as well. How did you train yourself or prepare yourself to make a pressure decision?
I think in learning to make a big decision, a critical time, who can I trust to get it done? In other words, all I ask out of people is to be consistent. I'd say to Tony Race, if you're going to throw an interception, fine, throw it every time. Or if you're going to throw it in the stands every time. But don't throw an interception one time, a perfect pass, because then I don't know what to expect. I got to know what to expect. And I know what our mandate is. I know what we're trying to accomplish. What do I have to do in order to get it? You got to evaluate an awful lot of different things. How good's our kick game? Is our defense playing well? Do we have enough points to win? Or are we going to be in a shootout? You have to take all those things. But understand that it isn't, let's follow this rule. What do I have to do in order to succeed? What do we need to do? And what are our players capable of doing? Give your players something they can do and demand they do it. Do not accept anything less. Don't ask your players to do something they can't physically do, because then it does nothing but frustrate them. But also you build a confidence. I had tough practices because I wanted the games to be easy for people. Same thing with my children. Put high standards on my children, not something that they couldn't do. All I ask them to do is be the best they could possibly be. Why aren't you doing the best you can? That's all.
Yeah. Coach, one of the most important things that business leaders have to do is getting people, the right people on the team, and then in the right position. You have a lot of experience with this. Maybe you recruited a player for one position, they get there in practice or training camp, and then you see maybe they need to be in another position. Talk about the wisdom that you learned on getting the right person in the right position to help the overall team.
I think that not many people know I am vice president of a company called Zotec out of Indianapolis. And my job as vice president is building a team to come together. And so when I'm talking about it, I'm not just talking about coaching, but I'm trying to put that team together the same way I put a football team together. What talents does he have? What talents does he have? And let's utilize the talents that he has. And I said to an individual when I first went there, I said, I want you to remember something. It's your obligation to please the chairman. It's not the chairman's obligation to please you. I said, oh, no, that's how screwed up it was. So all I ask people to do is I'm going to give you something you can do, and I'm going to demand you do it. And that's all. Making decisions, what can I count on? What can I expect? What am I trying to accomplish? Am I trying to keep these people happy? Too many people in a leadership role. I want to keep Taylor happy, so I'm going to do this. Stacy there, I guess it's Stacy. That shows you good eyesight I have here in my age. You know, birthday candles cost more than a cake. But the point is that I'm not going to worry about pleasing an individual. I'm going to worry about the overall welfare of the group and what do we have to do for the group, not the individual, for the group.
Coach, we have a lot of people watching at home and here at this event that want to make the most of their lives. They're high achievers. And it strikes me that you won a national championship, but obviously there are many great coaches that never won a championship. And I hear a lot of coaches that have won give advice to those that haven't, that really they don't change as a person at the night after or the morning after that championship, but it is the pinnacle. I want you to talk about striving for the highest achievement possible in your field, yet at the same time having peace that whether or not you win that championship or not, you still go down as a winner. Talk about that contrast.
I think you don't win a national championship. You wake up one day and you are. You become a national champion because you take care of little things each and every day. You understand what you're trying to do, but you don't get overwhelmed that that's the only thing that matters. What do we have to do to get it done? When people ask me to write Lou Holtz 88 national champs, I'm also tempted to write 88 national champs screwed in 89, 90, and 93. But that's part of life. But other people define that. You know what's really amazing? You have a lot of people here. You have Dave Ramsey, who what he's accomplished is tremendous. I'm here because of what other people did. I wasn't a very good athlete. I had other people, block, tackle, coach, etc. And I just a simple individual that keeps sight of what I'm trying to do. I think everything starts with a goal. And when I was unemployed once, I sat down and made a list of 107 things I wanted to do. And they broke down things I want to accomplish as a husband and a father. The best advice I ever got as a father, make sure those children know how much you love their mother. More important than loving the child. I've never said a negative word to my wife or about my wife in front of our children. In the bedroom, that's a different story, but in front of the children, no. And then things I want to accomplish religiously. God's important in my life, but I don't preach it, I don't lecture it, but I hope the way I live my life reflects the faith I have in God. And things I want to accomplish financially, things I want to accomplish professionally, want to coach at Notre Dame, be a head coach, be in the Hall of Fame, win national, then things you want to do for excitement. And I think everything starts with a goal, and then asking yourself, what sacrifice am I willing to make to do it? What financial price am I willing to pay? What skills and talents do I have to acquire to do this? Who do I have to work with? What's our plan? And what problems are going to have to overcome? Don't complicate life. But I don't think that winning a national championship makes you a great coach. I think that people say, what do you want on your tombstone? I want to say, I told you I was sick. Nobody believes that you're ever sick. If you're going to put that on, say he believed in people and he believed in fundamentals. I think everything starts with fundamentals. We spend a lot of time on just the basic blocking and tackling of it.
Well, sir, your coaching career, the results of former players certainly prove what you would like folks to write on your grave. And you've added tremendous value to these people at this live event and these people watching at home on Facebook Live. One more time.
I just want to say this. If I'm an inspiration to anybody, it's because they can look and say, that sucker's not very smart, he's not very bright. I'm just an average individual, which shows what you can do when you believe.
Well said. He is the great Coach Lou Holtz.